Today we're going to finally finish up the electrical panel. I got all the circuit breakers that I need to finally get all these wires wired in, so I'm going to get right into it. I'll take you guys along and show you the progress. Okay, first of all, let me just undo this tape so I can have these all free. Now the first thing I'm actually going to install is this whole house surge protector. So let me pop this open. Now what this does is just acts as a surge protector for your house. It should, if it works properly, protect us from surges, protect our equipment in our house. It's pretty small and lightweight, and it will just plug in. Our panel is made by Square D, and this is the home line of breaker panels. And so it has these plug-on neutral bars, and that's why I love these panels. It makes everything so easy. And this surge protector is no different. We can just plug it on. And it's done. That's it. It makes contact with the neutral bar and contact with the hot bars, so it's in. So after the surge protector, I'm going to go ahead and work up this side and start with 30 amp for the water heater. And that's going to be this wire right here. The only thing I wish I did was I wish I had bought 2 ground bars. But we'll make do. Got my first wires installed. I marked the white one with some red tape just to signify that it is live, and that's good. I'm going to leave this for a moment. This is my ground wire. I'll tie those in a little bit. Just trying to decide what to do to make this a neat job, you know? So we're going to do kitchen. That's alright. I'm just stripping them while I'm here. They're both kitchen. There's no difference between them. Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and break open a 15 amp AFCI. These breakers have arc fault protection built in, so they're going to protect the house from arcing, sparking, and fires. So let me get this one plugged in. Let me see where this is going. I'm doing these a little out of order because I just want to hit these ones in the back first. So it's going to be kitchen. And I think I'm going to go media panel. I'm going to move that around. And then I'm going to go bedroom, light. The only thing I don't like is having to weave the ground wires behind the power cables. But I don't want them in front. So I'm going to just pull this out for a moment so I can access these easier. Okay, so there you go. I'm using my torque screwdriver to make sure these are torqued down properly. And that's how that gets done. That's one done. See, it just makes more sense, I think, to do these back ones first, even though I'm going out of order. Because otherwise it's going to be hard to get to them to strip them. Yeah, these are cutting it close. So on these new breakers with the arc fault and ground fault protection built in, both the black and the white wire to them, they have a spot for the white wire and a spot for the black. And there is an electronic circuit inside the circuit breaker that is checking and testing and watching for arcing and sparking. And if it detects it, it trips the breaker. So these are very nice to have. Okay, those are done. Now I can do the 20 amp GFCIs for the kitchen. I always hate cutting them, it's scary. Now the kitchen is getting two 20 amp circuits as required. I decided not to get carried away. It's a small kitchen in a small house. Contrary to popular belief, a lot of people think that all appliances need their own breaker, but refrigerators do not. Refrigerators can go on with your two kitchen circuits. And of course the range will have its own. Man, I can't believe how hot it is in here.
It's the same as it always does.
I know, like super hot. Let me get these bent at the same angle now. $15 amp AFCI. Wow, that's gonna be close.
They call it CAFI.
Yeah. It's an arc fault circuit interrupter. So these two are GFCI and AFCI because they're the kitchen, so they're gonna have that extra protection for the wet area. Now we're gonna be going back to AFCI. And this one is going to be for our media panel, which I will show you a little bit later. Structured media. This will be the last one. This is the back bedroom right here. I just want to make sure these all go where they're supposed to. That's that. That side is done. Okay, I'm gonna come over here and tie all these ground wires into the bar, and then I'll be right back. Well, I just got these all tied in, so now we can carry on with this side. We're gonna start with this big bad boy. This is gonna be a 30 amp for the dryer. Now I'm just lightly scratching the surface so that it has a place to rip. I'm not digging through into the cable. Just touching the surface. There it is. And now this little pigtail I have to tie into the bar. This one doesn't have a plug-on neutral clip on it. Okay. We're getting there slowly, right? Mm-hmm. Look at this. I'm sweating just from doing this panel. I don't know why, but it is so hot in here today. Like super hot. So I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to keep popping these in. I'm happy with how it's coming out. Looks beautiful. That's what we want. And the next one is going to be the range. You guys notice what I do? I put all the heavy breakers at the bottom, the chunky ones. You know, the 30 amps, the 50 amps, all this stuff. Actually, this is going to be a 40. I don't know why, I just do. I like the heavy stuff near the load where it comes in. You know, near the line, I mean the power. And then the lighter stuff on top, but it doesn't really matter where it goes. Ultimately, it doesn't. Wow. Look at the tail on this thing. So when they have a tail like this, it's because they don't have the clip to hook to the neutral bar, so you have to hook it yourself, which is fine. You know what? I might wait on that. I'm going to wait because it's going to make it harder for me to get in there and get all my ground wires in. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing all my little small ones up here so I can ground them out. And then I'll put this thing in the way because this starts getting crowded. Well guys, there it is. I finished it up and it looks beautiful. We have everything complete here. There's no other circuits or breakers, so that's the whole house. That means we're ready to put the cover on this and call it good for now. These new wire management systems, I like this. This was really neat, really handy. I like how that worked. And overall, I think I'm happy with the layout. We have it all marked down on paper so that we can mark the door, make sure we have everything labeled properly when it's all sealed up. We use the appropriate GFCI, AFCI breakers where we needed them for outdoors, washing machine, bathroom, kitchen. The rest are just AFCI. These are for the bedrooms and lighting circuits. We do have GFCI for the range and the dryer. The water heater doesn't need it, so we used a regular breaker for that. So I'm drenched and we're going to be going home. That's all I really wanted to accomplish today. And I'm glad we got it done. That was actually a big step forward, and that's going to help us move forward with everything else. And with that, we should be able to start getting insulation, closing up the walls, and moving on to the next big steps of this project. I still have to do all the knockouts on the door panel, and I'll probably do that before we leave, just to get it over with, get it done. Pop that on there. And the power is turned off right now, so we don't have to worry about the safety aspect, but if we want to turn it on, you know, I'm thinking about getting a couple of outlets wired up in the house so I can start plugging things in here. That would be huge if we could just have one power source in the house. So that's another awesome reason to get that done right now. Before we go, I'm going to show you one more thing, and that is our structured media panel. I talked about that at the beginning. Here's the installation. So this right here is a structured media panel. This one's made by Leviton, and it's basically, it resembles a breaker box, but this is for organizing and distributing all of your low voltage media. Cable, phone, security, internet, all these type of things in here. We can put our modem in here, router in here, you can put your, just anything. And it just gives you a place to put them, organized, accessible, and you know, all that. I like this. So I'm going to put it in this home. I don't know if this home's ever going to even have internet or a phone or anything like that, but I mean, you would assume so. If we install it, we'll have it, and then you can use it. So it doesn't hurt. Okay, so in this little hall area, we have our electric panel to this side, and I'm going to put it right across from it. I couldn't find any other spot in this home to mount this, so we're going to be putting it right in here. Now, it's designed to be installed between studs that are normal 16-inch on center. There's a couple different ways we can mount it. There's slots in the side, so we could put it right in between the studs, and we could just screw it sideways into the studs. They also have another method right here, and you can bend these tabs out. You see these? Just bend those out, and then you can flush mount it with those tabs, and that'll put it out the right thickness for drywall. You can face secure it, or alternatively, if you have this in a basement or something, you can just surface mount it right on the wall like that. So let me fold these out. And because I like things to be done a specific way, I'm going to go ahead and I marked where those tabs sit, and I'm going to use my router to set them in a little ways. I'm just doing that because when I put my walls up, I like them to sit flat, and I don't want anything bumping up like a screw head under there or a tab. So let me just set those in a little bit. I just use a little straight cut router bit. Let me adjust it. If you ever do that, if you ever set anything to your stud, keep in mind that you are affecting how far this sticks out of the wall or whatever you're mounting. So be aware of that and don't set it in too far for your finished wall. Okay, we got our panel mounted, and now I picked up this outlet box, which goes to it. Also made by Leviton. Now up on top, there's a knockout. There's a big square knockout for the outlet. So we're gonna try to pop that out. I'm putting a ground wire in the box now. And I'm gonna put a Romex clamp on the outside of the box. Alright, I got my hole drilled. Now I'm gonna put a wire guard in there. Just seems like the thing to do. So now I have an outlet box that I installed down here that I'm going to tap into. We're going to come up the wall into that structured media. So let me go grab my spool of wire and we'll get this run right up here. We had a little bit of a rainstorm blow through, so I kept working off camera while it was noisy. But check this out, we got it all wired up and the wire stapled to the side here. And this right here is a special outlet, it has covers on it, but you see that blue outlet? That actually has a built-in surge protector to protect any electronics that you put in here. I'm going to put the paint shield on for now, just for fun. So for now, that's the beginning of our structured media panel. And I think the last bit of electrical wiring that we had to do right there. So we can put away all the electrical tools for now. That's going to be awesome. Later on, I'll bring some communication cable and I will run possibly a few cables throughout the house just for possible phone or internet. I'm not exactly sure where they would be yet, so I'm not worried about it, but we'll worry about that later. But there it is. So that's it. We're gonna go clean up our mess and head home. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.
Bye.
And one more thing before I go. Each one of these circuit breakers comes with some stickers that we have to add into the box to explain how to test the breakers and the dangers and hazards involved. So make sure you add these to your box. And they could even be, you know, on the inside of your door panel if you have room. I might put them in there where you can see them. So there it is. Got my sticker. Looks good.